The phone is the most honest witness to infidelity. Not because it is smart, and not because it spies, but simply because it does not know how to lie. It does not make excuses, it does not soften reality, and it does not manipulate emotions the way humans do. The phone reveals the truth quietly, through small details and through its owner's daily behavior, without saying a single word. And do you know what is truly interesting? Many women believe they are smart enough to hide everything. They think that being cautious, deleting messages, or changing their tone of voice is enough to conceal the truth. What they often fail to notice is that their behavior with their phone exposes them unintentionally. Not just the content of the phone, but the way it is handled, the sudden tension, the excessive caution, and the unnatural reactions. The truth is simple. Infidelity is not always exposed by a message or a photo. It is revealed first through behavior. The phone shifts from something ordinary into forbidden territory, from a neglected object into something that never leaves the hand, from a simple tool into a constant source of anxiety. And what you need to do is not to spy obsessively or live trapped in a cycle of suspicion, but to know what to look for, to observe without denial, and to stop overlooking the obvious while convincing yourself that it means nothing. Because what means nothing once does not repeat itself dozens of times without a reason. I will now tell you about 4 strange behaviors that appear around the phone, behaviors that do not emerge out of nowhere and are often linked to the presence of something meant to be hidden. No, this is not about paranoia or turning a relationship into a prison of surveillance. It is about a simple truth. If you notice these signs together, and if they keep repeating without a logical explanation, then it may be time to seriously reconsider the situation. Because ignoring the signs does not end the truth, it only postpones it. And because reality does not disappear when we close our eyes. Where there is smoke, there is usually fire. Behavior 1. Constant and unjustified phone carrying. The first thing that stands out in this behavior is the sudden shift in a woman's relationship with her phone. What was once just an ordinary tool, left on the table, on the bed, or inside a bag, suddenly becomes something that never leaves her side, almost as if it were part of her body. In the past, the phone's presence was not a sensitive issue. It could stay in another room or be forgotten somewhere for hours without concern. There was no tension, no urgency, no constant need to check it. Now, everything is different. The phone is carried during every small movement. When going to the bathroom, when walking to the kitchen to get a drink of water, when going to bed. Sometimes it is even placed under the pillow or deliberately turned face down. Superficial excuses may be given, such as listening to music or briefly browsing something, but these explanations do not hold up when the behavior is repeated. The strangeness here is not in carrying the phone itself. Everyone uses their phone. The strangeness lies in the excessive and constant caution, and in never leaving the phone unattended, even for a few minutes, even in situations where it is not needed at all. Another complementary behavior appears as well. Constantly checking that the phone is in a pocket or in hand, visible tension when it is forgotten somewhere, rushing back to retrieve it as if something important has been lost, and refusing to leave it within reach of others or in an open place. This behavior does not appear out of nowhere. When there is nothing on the phone to worry about, there is no need for such vigilance. The phone becomes an ordinary object, and it does not matter who sees it or where it is left. But when it contains something that should not be seen, controlling it becomes a top priority. The logic here is simple and clear. A secret needs guarding, messages need monitoring, and a single moment of carelessness can mean the exposure of something that cannot be justified. One notification at the wrong time, one unexpected name, one message read before it can be deleted. That is why the phone is always close, always in hand, always under control. Not out of love for the phone, but out of fear of what it holds. Behavior 2. The way the phone is placed. The second behavior that cannot be ignored is the way the phone itself is placed. In normal circumstances, the position of the phone carries no special meaning. It might be left on a table face up, on its side, or in any random position without a second thought. There is no caution and no consistent pattern. But when this behavior appears, everything changes. The phone is always placed face down, not occasionally, not by chance, but consistently and repeatedly, as if the phone's face-down position has become an unquestionable rule. This placement is not innocent. Turning the phone face down means one thing: hiding notifications from view. No names are visible. No message previews. No sudden photos. Nothing can be seen by accident. Along with this, another important change appears. The phone is always on silent or vibration mode. Sounds that were once audible disappear completely.
No ringing. No alerts.
No notifications announcing themselves. Under normal circumstances, there is no real reason for such silence. A person with nothing to hide does not care if a notification sounds, nor do they worry if a message appears unexpectedly. But when sound becomes a threat, it is disabled. When notifications become dangerous, they are hidden. Complementary behaviors also appear. Excessive attention to any vibration. Grabbing the phone with unnatural speed when a message arrives. Checking it constantly even without a sound. Sometimes visible tension when it vibrates at an inconvenient time, especially at night. Silent mode is not a matter of comfort. Turning the phone face down is not a matter of taste. They are preventive measures. The goal is clear: not to hear messages, not to see notifications, not to leave any chance for accidents. And when this behavior appears suddenly, after a long period of normal phone use, it cannot be considered a casual habit or meaningless change. A sudden change in behavior, especially when organized and repeated, is always deliberate. Secrets require calm. Infidelity requires silence. And any unexpected sound or notification can be enough to reveal everything. Behavior 3. Sudden obsession with privacy. The third behavior is a sudden obsession with privacy. Privacy that does not develop gradually, but appears abruptly and intensely. Under normal circumstances, the phone is just an ordinary tool. It can be borrowed for a moment without tension. A quick call, a simple search, or opening a map. The password is shared without hesitation because there is nothing sensitive to hide. Then the shift happens. The phone becomes constantly locked. Passwords are changed without clear explanation. Fingerprint recognition is set for one person only. Apps are protected with additional layers of passwords. No exceptions are allowed. Along with this technical change, a clear defensive behavior appears. Any ordinary request to use the phone turns into a tense situation. Repeated questions about the reason. Unnecessary justifications. A simple request is turned into a test of trust. What was once normal now becomes suspicious. The phone is no longer just a device. It becomes a restricted area. A recurring pattern emerges. Alternative suggestions instead of handing over the phone. Attempts to avoid the situation at all costs. Unexplained tension, as if access to the phone posed a real threat. This type of privacy is not like healthy privacy. Normal privacy is calm, consistent, and non-defensive. Excessive privacy, on the other hand, is loud, tense, and filled with fear. In ordinary relationships, partners usually know each other's passwords, not to spy, but because there is nothing to hide. The phone contains no secrets, poses no danger, and requires no extreme protection. But when there is something to hide, everything changes. The phone becomes the primary evidence. Access to it is treated like a security breach, because one message is enough. One name is enough. One fleeting glance can reveal what was painstakingly hidden. Behavior 4. Sudden obsession with cleaning the phone. The fourth behavior is a sudden obsession with cleaning the phone. This is not ordinary organization or freeing up storage space. It is the repeated and systematic deletion of anything that could leave a trace. Under normal circumstances, the phone serves as an archive of daily chaos. Old messages left undeleted for months. Missed and repeated calls. Random, meaningless photos. There is no real reason to erase everything immediately. Then the pattern changes. Messages are deleted immediately. Call logs are erased constantly. Photos are removed right after sending or receiving. No accumulation, no history, no remnants. The phone becomes unnaturally clean. The number of conversations is suspiciously limited. There is no trace of broad social connections, no long histories, as if the phone is used only within an extremely narrow scope. Here lies the strangeness. The cleaning is not a one-time event but occurs almost daily. After every call, deletion. After every message, erasure. After every interaction, immediate removal of all traces. This behavior is not spontaneous. It is damage control, not ordinary phone use. The goal is clear. Leave no evidence. Prevent accidents from revealing anything. Avoid the risk of a forgotten message or a saved call. Even if the phone ends up in your hands, even if it is opened by accident, you will find nothing. This represents an advanced level of concealment. It is no longer just about hiding or securing the phone. It is about actively erasing evidence. When someone begins cleaning their phone this excessively, it is not motivated by organization, nor by memory preservation, but by fear that the past might leave an undeniable trace. What to do if you notice these signs? If you notice one or more signs, do not ignore them. What you see is not an illusion or a repeated coincidence, and minimizing it will not change the reality. Do not start inspecting or confronting aggressively. Asking for the phone or messages directly will only lead to everything being deleted and you being accused of distrust within minutes. Speak calmly. Mention that you have noticed changes in her behavior regarding the phone and that it concerns you. Then observe her reaction. Excessive defense, attacks, or shifting blame are usually negative indicators. Trust your instincts. A feeling that something is wrong rarely occurs without reason, and ignoring it does not protect you. It only postpones the shock. Finally, be prepared for the truth. Knowing the reality now, no matter how painful, is better than continuing a relationship built on suspicion and denial.